Welcome to On the House. In this episode, Julian drops a bombshell.
People pleasers finish last, and they deserve to finish last.
And shows us his life coach side.
Because how the heck are you going to put someone else's mask on if you can't breathe yourself?
John expresses his frustration with people being shamed for who they are.
Stop trying to put a square peg in a round hole, you asshole.
And gets very comfortable speaking his mind.
Who the fuck is out here telling people not to be themselves?
So sit back, relax, and enjoy a record number of shenanigans.
It gets dark back here. No pun intended.
And hilarious moments.
John's the happy, romantic, in love guy. I'm the hopeless romantic of the podcast.
In this week's episode of On the House.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of On the House. Your boy Julian is back with your boy John over there.
Let's go, number 7. Let's get it.
Number 7, man. I appreciate y'all for being here for 6 of them things. And now on to the 7th one, yo.
Yeah.
We out here eating. We are enjoying every second of this, and we hope you are too.
Yeah, we appreciate all of it. Just because this is just an idea that you and I had just randomly, just because our voice messages would go on forever, damn near pretty much every day. So, and then you were just like, let's start a podcast. I was like, all right, let's just talk. Let's just come on here, have some conversations. And we're fucking, man, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm loving this shit.
Speak for me. It's good. I'm loving it.
So we're loving this shit. Just having fun, and then I'm learning shit about you and just learning shit in general.
Same.
And then, yeah, it's just constructive conversations, man. Healthy conversations, which I feel are pretty rare. But so to see just how much we're enjoying it and to see people resonate with it at all is pretty fucking dope, dude. So, yeah, we appreciate y'all motherfuckers that keep watching. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry for cussing so much.
It's all good. I don't know about you, but I also love the conversations that I have, like the side conversations that these episodes spark. You know what I mean?
Dude. Yes.
So it's like I get messages about certain things where it's like I'll get like from just different people throughout the day, like, hey, you really felt this way about this? Or, hey, what you said there was actually really good. Or, hey, that edit you made was sick. And it's just like different things like that really just like really make my day. So I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate everyone listening so closely.
Yeah, dude, I've had some friends that listen and then have told me like, oh, like it's stuff we talked about, and they're like, oh, you told my advice on the podcast, or you told my story. Like, yeah, like I told you I was going to. I asked if that was okay. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't think you would, like that. Or just people that I have a friend that she'll watch it and then she'll relate a story that she's going through or that has gone through and relate to it. Like, oh, that made me think of this because I'd been in this situation. It was like, yo. So like you said, the side conversations is like, oh, to watch and then have it spark that memory or spark, an emotion it's dope, man. I'm never going to stop smiling about that.
Nah, and honestly, I think that's what I love most about this podcast. Anytime we talk about recording it, going to do it, we both are so energetic about it because it's been that much fun for us, dude. Anyway, I feel like we could talk about this all day, but
all day.
That just shows how much we appreciate you guys. For today, I want to know, John, what are you drinking?
So I went back to one of my favorites. I still have this gin that my friend got me, my homie Eric. What is it in it again? It's one of my favorite gins, and it got wormwood extract and lotus blossoms. I just got that.
I was like,
yeah. So it's that with some soda water, sparkling water with a twist of lime. So that's what we doing. A little gin and lime. Yeah, gin and soda with a little bit of lime. That's what we doing today. So
I don't know if I feel like I'm having like deja vu. I feel like I had the same drink when you had this drink, like the one I have now.
Did you? I think you might have.
I was trying to think. All right, so
no. I think was that the wine night? I don't know. Go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like
I don't know now. I don't remember.
I don't know either. Anyway, no, I think you're right. I think it was a different night. But anyway,
Yeah.
tonight I just have some regular old Chardonnay in my beautiful Coke glass. Shout out to my Coke glass that I
Man's
don't
gave
drink
up Coke.
anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say man's gave up Coke, and now he's trying to just drink out of the glass for the feeling.
Gotta substitute somehow.
I'm worried about drinking. This is my first time drinking hard liquor on this since I think the first episode. So we're gonna see how this goes. Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. You had the margarita.
See, I didn't even remember. That's how. and that one went sideways as fuck at the end. So
it did. I'm still going easy on myself because the tequila is still messing with me, y'all. Like, my stomach takes time to heal and repair. So it's been like, I'm just now getting back to like normal eating habits, and I'm like,
damn,
oh, this is
dude.
great.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't, man. Like, I have a limit as to how much hard liquor I can have. My mic has a mic of its own. I mean, a mind of its own today. But yeah, I have a limit as to how much alcohol I could drink, hard liquor I could drink in the span of a day or two. So it's just like,
damn.
Yeah.
Right.
I went on a cruise and completely jacked my stomach up. So yeah, there's that.
Oh, that'll ruin the whole experience. All right, I ain't gonna linger too long. I need to know, and I feel like everyone else needs to know. There was a lot of shit. You saw how many people watched that motherfucker. We need updates, sir. What is going on with your situation?
With my situation.
Haley?
You're living in my mind for free. Oh, man.
Yeah, we need an update, sir. So let's go ahead and get to it.
Where do I start? We don't really talk anymore. So it kind of went left.
That's a
lot can happen in a week, guys. You know, like, I'm just saying, a week is a long time. I've been telling John that for a while. John will be making plans. Yeah. John is a dude. He'll be trying to make plans for next year. I'm like, John, a lot can happen in a year. A lot can happen in 6 months. Y'all, literally, a lot can happen in a week. Okay. And it doesn't change any word I said last week. I still stand by every word I said. I still believe everything I said. I'm still 100% solid on everything I said last week. But sometimes situations just aren't meant to work, and they aren't meant to work out in the way you want them to work out in. You know, that doesn't mean like you don't make an awesome friend, or you just, you know, you end up finding that you need to be better in certain ways and you want to be better, and you just end up that much better for it because this situation made you realize a lot of things you're insecure about yourself with.
Yeah.
And hello, that's where I am. So I found out that there's a lot of things that I was insecure about that I need to work on. And I've been working on them. I've been back in the gym. I've been really focused on my diet. I would also say I've been focused on how much caffeine I've been drinking, because I've been making sure I don't drink any, because caffeine really messes with my appetite and makes me not want to eat. So I've been focused on that. I've been doing core every single day, trying to get the abs back. Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't tear nothing, man.
Nah, core is every day, no matter what. You leave on core. Anyway, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to be a gym head. I'm not a gym head. Bringing it back to the point, though, just because situations don't work out too doesn't mean like people are bad people. You know, like, some things just aren't meant to work, unfortunately.
I will say this, and I told you also, but I am proud of how you use it to springboard into something positive, because it was a difficult experience that honestly you could have just wallowed in the hurt and the disappointment and just, you know, fell back into old habits, like went deeper into, started drinking more Coke, or, you know, there's a lot of things you could have done that could have affected you negatively, but for you to take that and turn it into, like you said, a way to be better and improve on things you were insecure about. Because that is one thing, when you find somebody you really, really care about, they will show you your insecurities will be magnified for sure.
Yeah.
I learned that a lot too. So, and it affects people in different ways. Some people may shrink from that. Some people lean into those insecurities because they're magnified, or you can, try to work on them and be more confident in those areas. So I'm proud of you for that.
My guy.
Yeah, of course, Doc, of course. I won't say anything too negative. Damn, that's in my eye. My fault. I won't say anything too negative. But you did say something last time that I'm gonna disagree with you saying now how you agree with all of it still, because you said I forget the actual words, but you said that have you ever had an idea in your head about someone and you go out with them and they're the same way?
Yeah. Okay.
It was you had an idea. She gave you the impression that she was that way, and she was not even remotely close to that in any way whatsoever when she revealed her true colors.
I was taking it easy on her, but go ahead, rip the Band-Aid off. Go ahead.
I don't take it easy on any fucking body.
I know. Yep.
I will tell anybody to their face how I feel about them. So if I had a conversation with her, I'd say the same thing. So Haley, if you're watching, that was directed at you. It's just, and to know, I still think she's figuring her shit out. Her situation is complicated. So she's figuring herself out, I think. I don't think she knows what she wants. I don't think she knows who she is. So to be fair to her in that point, I just didn't like the wishy-washiness of the shit. And I don't know how much you want to go into it, so I don't know how much I can say here. Because if you're gonna go more, I don't want to.
I keep going, because I'll be honest with you. I don't know how much of it to share on my own, right? Because I don't know how much of it matters anymore.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We don't gotta go no further into this shit if you don't want to talk about it.
No, because I'm not saying that anything against you and what you're saying, because you're right. Oh. You're 100% right in everything you're saying, but it's just like. It's one of those things where it's just like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like no matter what, she's got to go her route and figure herself out. I figured out what I was insecure about in the route I want to head in. But I also discovered a new lane for myself. And that's kind of what I want to go into next.
Okay.
So this is a perfect segue.
Let's go.
Because a lot of people, like you said, would take this and wallow in it and be sad. And they'll say this one line that I always hear: nice guys finish last. And I'm going to tell you guys whether I agree or disagree with that statement.
Okay, go ahead.
I completely disagree with that statement. Nice guys do not finish last. John, do you want to hear who finishes last?
Who?
People pleasers finish last. And they deserve to finish last.
Oh, shit. This is why you want to talk about this before the podcast.
Yeah.
He was like, no, you got to wait till we get on there to hear it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Whoa!
People pleasers finish last.
I'm sorry that was loud, but I'm sorry that
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Look, he's like, oh, I didn't tell him this before. This came to me this morning. I was just chilling and I was like, I'm tired of being like this. I'm tired of being this guy who people pleases, because at the end of the day, it's like, how did I end up in this situation? I ended up in this situation because I'm a people pleaser. And when you're a people pleaser, you put yourself in positions to never win, because you're always so focused on everybody else around you winning, because you don't want to disappoint anybody, that of course you're going to finish last. If everyone around you is propelling off of your work and you're lifting everyone else up around you and no one's pulling you up at the same time, of course you're going to finish last. Of course. Like there's no other option for you. Yeah. That's right. That's how gravity works. Of course you're going to finish last. Like there's no other option. So basically what I said this to say is like, saying nice guys finish last is a cop-out, and it is a victim mentality. It is a way of saying, I have nothing to work on. There's nothing else I need to do. I'm just going to finish last no matter what, because I'm nice. And what I found out through this situation, John, is that I can be a nice guy without being a people pleaser.
Yes, you can.
I can look out for myself without being a people pleaser. I can look out for myself and still be a nice guy. I can look you in the face and tell you, no, I'm not doing that, but still be a nice guy.
Yeah, absolutely. You can set boundaries for yourself and still be nice. It's not nice doesn't mean you have to do everything for everyone else and leave no room for yourself. That's why I agree with you to a point that it's not being nice that has you finishing last, quote unquote. It's allowing people to take advantage of you. And that's what people pleasing comes into, because unfortunately, there's a ton of people that'll just take advantage of it. We kind of talked about it a little bit last week, where you're the same way, where people enjoy talking to us because we're interactive, we're great listeners, we show interest in what they're saying, and so though you give them that space to talk, most people are gonna fucking take it and talk about themselves. It's gonna be me, I, just because whether they don't get it normally and they're not used to it, or it's just something they enjoy. I don't know. I can't tell the difference. I don't know if it's something they enjoy or if it's something that they needed because they don't have that space to talk about themselves. I have no idea which one it is. But 9 times out of, actually, fucking 99 times out of 100, that's what the conversation is going to be. Them just taking that space to just talk about themselves, and then not even show any sort of interest or remote connection to you as the listener. And so I allow people to do that I don't know. Like if I'm out at a store or like at a bar or something and people talk, cool, that's fine, whatever. I most likely will never see you again. But I stopped letting that permeate into my life with friendships and stuff. Or friendships. Because of that. Because I would get exhausted emotionally just because I had friends or acquaintances that would do that. Call me, FaceTime me, want to go out just so they can dump all their shit.
Trauma dump. Oh.
And then they feel better. But then now I'm taking all this shit on because I'm empathetic in it. And I'm like, damn, like you're going through all that and I'm relating and I'm feeling and I'm taking all this shit on, and then
I leave feeling like crap.
Yeah. So that to have that in a relationship is shitty too. So I mean that's why you can, I think as a people pleaser, that's why you can feel depressed a lot, especially if you have empathy on top of it, because you're taking on all these other issues and all these other emotions and they're just piling on. And if you don't have an outlet yourself, whether it be therapy or friends that you can go to, then all you're doing is just taking all this shit in and you have no outlet. That shit is devastating. That's dangerous. It's fucking dangerous.
I'm going to give you your flowers, because in this last situation, talking through it with John, there was times where he looked at me, well, not looked at me, but he responded to me. He said, "Dog, what are you getting out of this?" And like, it is okay. A lot of people look at that question and make it such a bad thing. And it's no, like it is completely okay to say, yo, what am I getting out of this?
Mm-hmm. What do you want out of this? And what are you getting out of this? What's your end goal in this whole thing? When all of this was going down and the conversation was changing, the energy was shifting, and you were relaying to me some of the stuff, and I was like, okay, well, okay, you're gonna respond, but what do you want? Where do you want this to go? Is this done and you're just entertaining it because it was there, or like do you see something that's going somewhere? Because I feel like that's an important thing to ask yourself. And then also, yeah, like when she reached out, after she said she wasn't going to, or after she told you not to, when she did reach out, did she ask about, I don't give a fuck. You're going to have to stop me or you going to have to cut it out.
Go ahead. Just keep going. Just keep going.
When that happened, did she ask about you at all? Like, did she even check on you at all? Like, what the fuck? That's what, and it's because, and I appreciate you, giving me my flowers, but it's because I went through that recently. This is only like a few years ago where I realized that I was doing this shit. That's why I try to impart it, whatever I learned, to you, just because like, yo, you'll be way ahead of where I was. And I want you to do way better than I, because, yo, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead, guy. You know what? I'll just say this, because you're going in about this, and I want to make it clear, guys. Like, I'm perfectly okay with being a guinea pig in this situation. I feel like that's the dynamic of this podcast anyway. John's the happy, romantic, in love guy. I'm the hopeless romantic of the podcast. That is the vibe.
I didn't think you were gonna say that shit on
That
here.
is the vibe. That is the vibe. I'm cool with it. That's the dynamic. If that's the energy, I'm cool with it, because we need somebody to go off of. We need some stories, especially early on when we're not getting emails and submissions. Please send them in, because I don't want to be this role forever.
Please send him in. I don't want him to be that role either.
But like, while we need this, like, I'm cool with filling that role. And the other thing I will say too is, on the slight chance that Haley is seeing this, it's not an attack against her per se
No,
either.
it's not.
It's just this conversation and the things that John and I talked about really helped me better myself through the scenario. So if me telling my story and what I went through helps somebody else to be able to navigate a similar situation, or not feel hopeless when, something like this comes up, I'm more than happy to lend my failed situation to be that example. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, it was just relevant. I'm not taking shots. It was just as part of the story that was relevant. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't factual.
It's factual. It happened.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I can relay a story of mine. I had a friend that we bonded over. I met her through TikTok, I believe. Yeah, I did. And we sort of bonded, connected, talked, got to a point where we would FaceTime and talk and just basically just share stories and stuff. She had gone through something pretty traumatic, and I was a people pleaser, so I think I just kind of I didn't understand at that point, I think, that I just felt like I've always had this, I don't want to call it a skill, but I've just had this, I'm approachable, and people will approach me and talk to me no matter where it is. So I've always felt like, well, I used to hate it, but then I got to a point where I was like, well, maybe for whatever reason, they needed that. So let me just give them that space. And that's cool, but when it's something that you have to deal with daily or several times a week, that's where it's okay to set boundaries. So I didn't understand this at the time, but I was doing that when I was doing it personally, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I have a good amount of friends, but not all of them do that, so it wasn't that bad. But when I was doing stuff on social media, when I was doing content on there, and my circle was growing and I was allowing more people in, then I was doing that because I was doing it, on live streams. I was that same safe space. Though they can only type so much, so it's not that much. But when I allow them into my life, and they're able to call me or text me or whatever, then I get everything. And so I was doing that on a grander scale, and so it started to be more and more overwhelming. So it got to a point where it was like, I'm on the phone with this person for a couple hours, and then as soon as I get off, then my phone's ringing again, and then I got 3 texts from this person, and it's like, dude, I'm not doing shit for myself. Oh, I was so overwhelmed. It was my own fault. It was my own fault.
Because you're people pleasing.
Yeah, exactly. Still didn't know it at that time, and then had a lot of conversations with a lot of my really good friends, and they were like, yo, you got to set boundaries. Like, if you're not okay and you can't do that, then tell them you can't fucking do that. And if they're not okay with it, then they're not your friend. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, though. I was always like, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, no matter what. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And I still don't, but not intentionally. But if I hurt them because of something I said and I meant it, then that's just what happened. I'm sorry. But also, I'm not taking it back. So she was the first person I had that conversation with, where it was because I was out at a friend's house. We went to dinner, and then we were just chilling, watching a movie. And, I usually when I'm hanging out with my friends, I'm not on my phone. So it was just like my phone's on vibrate off somewhere. Movie finishes. I think we're trying to look for something else. So I grab my phone and it's like missed call, 2 missed FaceTime calls. And it was like, and then a text like, "Hey, can we talk?" And it was like, "No, like I'm out. Like I'm out with the friend. I'm not gonna take a call right now because our calls go for hours. I'm not doing that right now." And then she called again after I said that. Like, "No, I'm out with a friend." Yeah. And this was just a friend too. It wasn't like I was dating this girl or anything. We were just homies. But she called again after, and I was like, "No, like I can't answer right now." And she sent me a picture of herself crying. Like, sent me a picture with the tears in her eyes and rolling down her face. And like, "I'm really struggling right now." I was like, "You didn't hear a word I fucking said. Like, this is just about you in this moment." And like you, sometimes it takes me getting that, like, okay, now I'm not angry, but I'm like, "You're not fucking listening to me." So it takes that little bit of to give me that push of to have that conversation. Oh, initially it did. And so it was like, yo, like, look, I didn't do it that night. I just ignored that. But the next day it was like, yo, look, I didn't even address the picture because that was just like, you doing too much. But it was just like, yo, like I'm overwhelmed. I needed that space to myself. This was my spiritual advisor, basically, is what she is, who I was hanging out with.
It doesn't
Um,
matter.
I know, but that's she was like, she does Reiki. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's that's the reason why I went there. We had dinner. She did Reiki. It's this spiritual thing. I'm not gonna get into it. You look it up if
Yeah,
you're
I don't know what
curious.
it is. I'll
I'm
look it
just
up later.
yeah, cool. But that's why I was there because I was like I feel like my head's in a fucking fog. I feel like my head weighs 10 pounds and I'm in a fog. Like it's cloudy. There's so much in here, and so she did it. Now, afterwards, I just felt like, damn, I just had this weight lifted. And then she reiterated again, like, you can't do this. So that's why I had the conversation later, like, yo, look, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm taking all this shit on and no one's there for me. So I really need to set some boundaries. I'm like, we can't talk all the time like we used to. Didn't hear from her again. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not
Yo,
like, hey,
what?
it's
Like,
cool. Take care of yourself. We'll talk later. No, it was just like no response to that. And then I hadn't talked to her probably for a couple years. And then she hit me up out of the blue.
okay,
I
can
think.
we can we just talk about this too?
Yeah.
Parasocial relationships.
Mm,
Content
mm.
creators. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get some people mad.
Go for it. I don't give
Content
a
creators
fuck.
don't owe you anything. They don't owe you anything, dog. Like they already make this content with their, especially small creators, like they make this content for you to consume and for you to enjoy with their own time, their own money. They don't make anything from it. They are just making it for the pure love of it.
Uh-huh.
Like a lot of times we need to be okay with just leaving it at, yo, your art is awesome. And that's it. I'm sorry. Like that
Oh,
whole
don't
like,
fucking
oh,
apologize.
we
Go
need to
for it.
be friends, or you need to be there for me when I'm down because you're always there for me when I'm down with the videos. Cool. I got a whole playlist. They're going to be there for you when you're down. It's called On the House, season 1. Go check it out. There's all these videos that should be able to help you out when you're down. For real, John, because like you said, I'm already going through enough on my own. I can't
Yeah.
take on your, like what you got going on. And you know, like there are certain people who I became friends with through content who I, help out and I'm there for. But it's like you said, man, I needed boundaries too because it just got to be a lot, man, of
Much.
a lot of just drama that I had no involvement in, but because of my empathy, I'm like, I feel like I'm connected to it. And this is also someone who watches me, supports me. So I feel like I owe you the attention of my time because you
Yeah.
watch me and
Yeah.
support my content. But
Mm.
guess what? I got things going on in my own personal life that I'm not giving attention to that I probably should be giving attention to. Like we're not even going into there. It's just like, dude, like all right, this is another thing. Like we're all over the place. This is
Go
supposed to be
for
on
it.
people pleasing, but this is part of it.
Yeah.
Expectations, dog. Why are we more willing to put higher expectations on other people than we are ourselves? That drives me insane. If you're going to put a high expectation on this other person that you met randomly on the internet, why can't you put a high enough expectation on yourself to be like, yeah, I'll get through this and I'll be okay?
Which one of those? The only thing I'll say to that is which one of those is easier? Because people are naturally going to want to take the easier route, especially if it doesn't involve self-reflection. If I don't have to look at myself yeah.
You're bringing me back into life coach mode. I'm fresh off of a semi heartbreak, and I'm in a life coach mode. Y'all don't want to see me right now. Y'all don't want to see me with this stuff right now. This is the wrong time to catch me, bro.
It's ruthless as a fucking life coach. This is the
wrong time to catch me with this stuff, John. You brought the wrong topic right now.
You did get softened up a little bit, and now that shit's gone. We can get back to people pleasing before you start cutting throats and breaking hearts out here.
Over here putting expectations on me just because I make content. What?
I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same way people are with like athletes, for instance. I bought a ticket to this game, so I'm entitled to say whatever I want. You owe me. It's the same shit. I watched your content, so you owe me. It's the same shit.
The only thing I'll say about that, the only thing that I give the people who buy the tickets is, if I buy tickets to a game, you should be playing if you're healthy. That's the only expectation I have.
Oh, yeah, the sitting out thing. Yeah, that's a whole other
that's
issue.
That's the only expectation I have.
But
other than that, I'm there. I'm a fan. I'm cheering.
I'm talking about the entitlement of saying whatever they want. It's the same.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm not about to sit here and hoop and you call me the N-word while I'm hooping. That's crazy. I'm sorry. That's
just because you bought a fucking ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. We out here doing the podcast live. You gonna call me the N-word from the crowd just because I said something you don't like. It's crazy, bro.
Saying some stupid shit like I bought a ticket, so it goes to your salary. You know how little ticket sales go? It's money, TV contracts, but whatever. Anyway.
They don't get it. They don't get how the business works, dog. They don't get that that's the stadium's money, but hey.
Exactly. But yeah, I think it's the same thing because I ran into that a lot too, where if people take, which I get it, you take, there's different things, and that's what makes it tough to interact with people. Well, that's what made it tough for me. I'll just talk about myself in that. But it made it tough for me to interact with people online when I was doing it. And I'm not going to say it led to me quitting. There was a host of other things too, just being burnt out on the type of content I was doing, but just because you don't know people's motives. So I don't know if someone's reaching out to me because they really like talking to me and they really want to be friends, or I don't know if they're just expecting me to do something for them because they watched or because they liked or because they followed, and now they feel like I owe them. I don't know, because the approach was the same. I don't know the intention behind it. So I just started ignoring all of it. And I feel bad to a certain extent because I did meet some dope people online that way. And I could have probably met more if I was open to it. But it got to a point where it was just like, no, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't care. I do not care. I'm just going to post this and I'm not going to see shit. I'm not gonna look at shit. I'm not gonna read shit. I don't care what you gotta say. I'm not live. If I live stream, I'm not gonna be able to read comments because I don't give a fuck. That's just the point it got to. And it was like, I don't like this. So I'm just gonna stop. But it's tough to read behind it because you don't know people's intentions. So and that's the same, to tie it back in, it's the same with people pleasing. Like, I don't know if you're taking advantage of me because you're like, oh, damn, I'm feeling bad. Let me call up John. Oh, I'm feeling bad. Let me call up Julian.
I'm actually honored in the moment.
In the moment, yeah. You're like, yo, I appreciate this because you didn't have anybody to go to, or this is not easy to talk about. So I appreciate you choosing me to, like.
Thank you for opening up to me.
Yeah, for opening up. Now, and see, this is where it can differ because I've had conversations even with my future wife now.
My future wife.
My future wife. I've had conversations with her now where it's like the whole conversation is one of us, either her or I, venting about a specific topic. It's just like, hey, this was rough, and it's just that's what the whole conversation is. And then, oh shit, I have to do this, or oh, I got to go to bed, or whatever the fuck it is. And that's the whole conversation. So it'll be easy to be like, oh, damn, that's the same thing. But the thing that makes it different is either noticing in that moment or next time, like, hey, no, I talked about myself enough last time. What's going on with you? How are you? Like, so it's tough without that, because there's people that will just fucking, they'll just go, dog. They'll just fucking go. And if
It's
you
a gas pedal though. It's like, no, I'm good. Thank you for asking. I've been great. You know, like,
you know what?
I just got ghosted, but like, I'm good.
I'm gonna just say that next time that shit starts happening to me. I don't give a fuck.
I've thought about it.
I've never thought about it. I usually am just in the moment and listening and just engaged. And then afterwards, I'm typically like, what am I gonna say? Didn't ask shit about me. I asked them a question, and they didn't even do the polite, like, oh, what about you? It's just answering the question and keep plowing forward. I'll notice that in the woman, like, oh, that's just up. Next time, I'm gonna just answer it. Like, if I ask a question and they just answer it and keep going, I'm gonna just give my own answer unprovoked and just like, oh yeah, no, I do this. But go ahead.
I normally notice. I will say I normally notice. The only time I can distinctively remember me not noticing is when you asked me the other day, did she ask about me? That's the only time I can remember not noticing. That's crazy.
Yeah, because you pretty much, because the conversation was short, you recounted pretty much you talked about a lot. You were like, we only talked for this amount, like a few minutes, and this was what, like, we talked about this, we talked about this, we talked about that. It's like, well, that leaves a few seconds, if any, to talk about you. So did that even come up at all? Because if it didn't, I have a real fucking problem with this. Just because why would you come out of the blue just to talk about you? I didn't want that to rhyme, but that's just where it ended up.
Oh yeah. We're on some nursery rhyme stuff. Listen, man. All right, we gotta go to commercial. Any last thoughts on people pleasing before we hit commercial?
I think there's some good advice I got from some good friends. It's okay to do, but just set boundaries. Don't do it to the point of overwhelming yourself or allowing people to just use you for that. I mean, if you're okay with that, then I guess. But like Julian said earlier, it's okay to just to ask yourself, or like, what am I getting out of this? Because relationships, friendships are supposed to be two-sided. They're supposed to be two-way streets. It's not supposed to be I give, I give, I give.
Family, dog.
I didn't even go
Family
there.
Might be the main one you gotta ask it about.
Oh, that's 100%. That's why I don't fuck with a lot of them. Yeah, absolutely. That's so serious. I am so fucking serious. I am not. Yeah. No, that's why I have a huge family. The number I talk to is less than 1%.
Same.
Yeah.
Literally, they watch this podcast. What up, fam? Appreciate you.
Appreciate the views. Like and subscribe, and I still ain't gonna talk to your ass.
No. I mean, the ones I do mess with. Watch
the ones mess with. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But that's the only thing I'll say is just, it's important to just, or it's okay. It sounds selfish, and especially as a people pleaser, especially as someone that has empathy, it sounds selfish because it can come off that way. Like, what am I getting out of this? Yeah, it sounds a little selfish, but it's okay to be selfish sometimes.
I was just about to say, what's wrong with being selfish?
There's nothing, I mean, it's okay to be selfish sometimes. You have to think about yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to put your own feelings, thoughts, emotions out there, because you can't just wait for someone else to do it, because what if they don't? And then you're just, go ahead. I wanted to hear what you're going to say.
All right, I'm going to say this analogy, then we're going to go to commercial.
Go ahead.
whenever you get on a plane and they're giving you your safety instructions, they tell you, please, before you put anyone else's mask on, make sure your own is on first. Because how the heck are you going to put someone else's mask on if you can't breathe yourself?
Do you find yourself attracting others that never ask about you and instead only talk about themselves, more specifically their problems, and complaining about their own lives? Careful, you might be a people pleaser. And while there may not be anything wrong with this per se, be careful, because there are those that seek out people like yourself. There are those that do it intentionally and try to take advantage of your kindness. And there are those that do it unknowingly, where they're unaware of how their actions are affecting you. So, how do you tell the difference? Unfortunately, sometimes you can't. But there is a solution. It is okay to set boundaries for yourself, so you can still be kind to others while making yourself a priority. Remember, it's okay to put yourself first and be selfish sometimes. And don't let anyone take your kindness for weakness. And now, back to your show.
We are back again, guys, with the second part of our show. And I was going to say we want to move on to a lighter note, but I guess this isn't a lighter note. It's kind of in the same vein, right?
Along the same vein, I think.
This is more so something that I've dealt with, and I guess people have complained to John about them dealing with it as well. But have you ever been somewhere in public and no matter what it is, just something's got you in a really good mood, right? And you're vibing, you're out, you're hanging out, but you're being extra silly, you're being very happy and giggly, and then you leave and you're like, you just have this weird feeling like, oh, that was a bit much. That was extra. I don't know if I liked how I acted there. And you just feel really insecure about it. Because that has happened to me. Because I'm a very silly individual. And that happens to me quite often, actually, when I'm out.
Do you know what it stems from?
Oh, it's insecurity for sure.
But like
100%.
How it started? I mean, we ain't got to get into like a whole ass therapy session, but just
we could. I don't know where to tell you. Like I
there's no like specific events that happened that made you start to feel that way that you can think of.
No, I mean, maybe it just comes from not being like growing up, like, you know, being bullied for who you are and all that. Like you might just be like uncomfortable with yourself. So it's like, okay, this is the most truest, authentic version of me, the most vulnerable. Like, so there's vulnerable in different states, right? There's vulnerable when you're crying and sad, but this is my most vulnerable, happy state.
Yeah.
And when you're most vulnerable, happy state, I think that it's the same type of like, reaction almost as your most vulnerable, sad state of like, oh, they just saw that. You know what I mean?
And if they don't,
because even as vulnerable as I was last week, though, bro, like there was still that part of me was like, oh my God, people just watched that and saw that, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's like that in the same vein with the happy side, you know?
Damn, I've never felt that way, honestly. I don't, that fucking dude. I mean, I get it. It makes sense when you put it that way because this is me. This is my truest form of myself. If people don't like that, they really don't like. So it's easy I can see how you could feel that way. Like, hey, even if I'm happy and I'm doing this, it's like, oh shit, was that too much? Fuck, dude, that breaks my fucking heart.
Yeah,
you told me you had been through that because I brought up, you know, what I'm going to say, but it was like, what? You've done that too? Like, dude, I've always been a silly motherfucker. If y'all don't know, I mean, sure you can tell. That's why I got demoted to I can't bring us back from break anymore unless it's some silly shit. Actually, I demoted myself, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I was game for it because I don't care. Like, I'm not a guy that's going to judge you for it, you know?
I demoted
you want me to bring us back? All right.
That's why I want to make that clear, so don't add him. I demoted myself because I told him he's the voice of the podcast. When you brought us in that one time, I was like, nah, I'm never bringing us in again. Your voice is way better at this shit. But I've always...
The mic does all the work.
But
I can't.
But to go back, but I'm silly. I've always been silly. I've always been goofy, always. And I just got I think I just didn't give a fuck what people thought. It was just like, I'm gonna be silly, I'm gonna be goofy, and some people laugh, some people don't. Well, most people don't laugh, and that's okay. I've just learned, like, I've always been an outcast.
Yeah,
Pretty much
that's it
from
too.
elementary school, I've been an outcast from the beginning. Whether it was what I was into, whether it was because I'm light skinned, whether it was the way I talked, where I grew up, who my friends are, whatever the fuck it was, I've just gotten so used to being on the outside that it was just like, I don't give a fuck. I don't I don't belong in there anyway. You didn't let me in there anyway. So I don't care what you think. I'm gonna be goofy and you're gonna be
Mm.
like, oh, you're a fucking nerd, or you're a goofy, or you're silly. Yeah, I am. So what? Okay. Like I'll give I some girl tried to like give me shit because I would give my mom a kiss on the cheek in the morning before I would when she dropped me off at school when I was in high school. Like she brought it up and she would tease me about it in class. Like cuz my mom dropped me off, I kissed her on the cheek cuz that was the routine. I was, I don't know, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, it didn't matter. I did it every time she dropped me off cuz I love my mom. And this girl brought it up, like teasing me. And every time she did, I'm like, yeah, I love my mom. You don't? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not, like, I don't give a shit. So I've
See, but
always
you're
been,
strong though.
I'm not, I mean, appreciate that.
That's strong. That's strong. Like, no, for real, because that's strong. A lot of people would be like, sorry, mom, I can't kiss you on the cheek no more. I got made fun of for that.
Mm.
Like, think of how many people would say that. Because I'll tell you, like, at that stage of my life, I probably would have said, yeah, sorry, mom. I got made fun of for this. I can't kiss you on the cheek no more.
I mean, I could see that. I was just like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, I love my mom. My mom does so much for me. She's helped me so much. I've grown into a large part of who I am is because of her. I don't give a fuck about this girl. I know I'm never gonna see her again after this year or whatever. Um, so part of me is just like I've never had that. I've never had that. I've never felt like, oh, was
Mhm.
that too much? Because it a lot of times it is. I am a lot
Yeah.
I am too much for a lot of people. I understand that. I
Same
totally
here. Same
understand
here,
that.
100%.
And that's okay. I know I come on strong emotionally. I am pretty energetic. I laugh a lot. It's too much for some people. And that's cool. I don't
For a
gotta
lot
be
of
friends
people.
with I don't gotta be friends with everybody. I'm cool with that. If we don't vibe, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Um, but it breaks my fucking heart to hear that shit. To know that you have that, because that's the same, you said it, and that's the same thing my future wife, that's what she said. We hung out, we had a great fucking day, dude. We hung out like all day. We were hanging out at my house. We went to this bar down the street from my house, got some food. We just sat in the corner drinking, having some drinks, eating, and just like people watching. Just had a great fucking time, cracking jokes. She was making me laugh. I was making her laugh. It was just a great fucking day. And then the next day, she sent me a voice message and she was saying like, "Hey, like I'm feeling kind of insecure. I'm having some insecurities pop up because I feel like maybe I was too much. Like maybe I was annoying." And I was like, it breaks my fucking heart to hear that because it's like, who the fuck is out here telling people not to be themselves? Like, who is out here saying like, "Oh, cut that out. No, that you're doing too much." Like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? If you have a problem with how
Hey.
somebody is, yeah, that shit. If you have a problem with, I mean, if you're doing like, I told her this because I told her I will never tell her to shut off who she is. I will never criticize her for being herself ever. And she was like, "No, we'll see." And I was like, the only time I will tell you to tone it down is if you're talking about somebody and they're right behind you. But short of that, like if you don't want them to hear it and they're right behind you, then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, just looking out for you."
It's a for
Yeah.
real.
Just looking out for you. But short of that, fucking be
Oh
yourself,
my
man.
god.
Be yourself. I am a huge proponent of just be your fucking self. Life is too short to sit here
Facts.
going back to people pleasing. Life is too short to sit here and live your life for other people, man. You gotta be yourself. You don't want to live with regrets about, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I should have done that. Just because the way I see it, and I told her this, and this is what I tell a lot of people, it's like, look, I'm not here to change nobody. I don't like if I don't feel like you fit in my life the way I want to, or like what I see for my own life, then we can go our separate ways. But I'm not going to be like, oh, she would be perfect if this, and then try to mold you, try to fit you into some fucking mold.
Ooh,
That shit is stupid to me. Like if you had,
that's a
didn't
whole different topic.
but that's where my mind goes with this shit. It's like you have this whole mold. This is what I want my partner to be. So, oh, you're
Yeah.
cool. I don't want to keep looking, so I'm just gonna try to fit you into that fucking mold. Stop being a selfish asshole and just like if I
I feel
don't,
attacked because I've done that. So thank you for that. But
yeah,
cool.
motherfucker, stop trying to put
I've
a
been that
square
guy.
peg
My
in a
bad.
round hole, you asshole. Just
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Guilty.
don't.
My bad.
Yeah, don't put just hey, do you fit where cool. I like you as you are. That's it. If I don't like you as you are, I can fuck off and I'll try to find somebody else that I like as they are. But to try to do that whole thing to put this insecurities on people about being themselves, like it's not like she was going around slapping people. We were sitting around talking, we were telling jokes. And that was just like it broke my heart, dude. Just like it did for you to say you have that emotion inside of you, like shit. Well, that might have been too much because I was too silly. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? Stop doing that
Yeah.
shit. Stop putting. I'm sorry. That shit pisses me off so much.
It's even just listening to you talk about it, I'm trying to like understand it for myself. It's something like I never thought about until you said it, that's not normal. Because it feels so like routine. It's like I have a really good time out. I have fun. I enjoy myself a lot, but then there's still that part of my brain when I leave, like, wow, was that too much? I feel like I might have been really annoying here.
I mean,
especially when I drink. Especially when I drink. That's when it really hits the hardest, where it's like, oh, was that too much?
okay.
You know?
If I step back from my own experiences and look, I understand a lot of people because of how I am. You know how I am. You've been out with me. I'm loud. I get attention because I'm loud, because I laugh a lot,
Same.
because I smile a lot. You too. So I just don't give a fuck. I'm just used to people staring at me. I'm used to them staring at me whether they're uncomfortable with my presence. I don't know what the fuck it is, honestly. I don't know if they're uncomfortable with my presence and they want me to leave.
Yeah, see, I'm not used to that.
Or if they're happy I'm here. I don't know. I frequent a lot of areas that were mostly white and not diverse at all. I'm gonna fucking say it. I don't give a shit.
Say it. Hey,
Yeah.
we're here.
Yeah,
We're here.
I frequent a lot
Welcome
of areas.
to the back half of this podcast.
I frequent a
It
lot of
gets
areas.
dark back here. No pun intended.
I don't even know. You gonna have to take over now. I don't even know where I was. No, damn it.
I had no choice. I had no choice. You
had
laid it out
every
for me.
choice, but you made the right one. Oh man.
I don't know where you're going with that either.
I just say that I frequent a lot of places because of where I grew up and just where I go, like the areas I live. They're not. A lot of them aren't diverse. So I've just gotten used to people staring, and I don't know if they're uncomfortable with me being there or if they're interested. I don't know what it is, but I just got so used to it. I got comfortable in uncomfortable settings. So that's what it is. So that's what for me. So if I'm now, I think it's hilarious. If I'm silly and I'm over the top and I make a joke and nobody laughs, that's even funnier to me. So I think
This dude, I told this dude, I said, bro, for fun one day, we should just do stand up.
Oh my
He was
God.
like, oh yeah, I'd love to. And I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
yeah, that'd be great. And he was like, yeah, I think that if I get up there and no one laughs, that'd be the funniest part of the night. I'm like, brother, I don't think you understand how stand up is supposed to go. Like, I don't think you understand what your job is at that point. I don't know if you realize what you're saying to me. You're saying to me you want to get up on stage and not be funny.
I know the goal. I know the goal is to make everybody laugh.
This guy, this brother's confused. It's all right though.
No,
We gotta get him up there anyway.
I agree. The best case scenario is that I get up there and everybody laughs. I've only done that a couple times in my life. It wasn't even stand up. One was at this storytelling event where you go up and you tell a story to people. Mine happened to have some like humor in it. I just tried to throw some humor in there because I didn't want it to be too serious. And to have, I don't know how many people were laughing, but it sounded like the majority of them, like a crowd of people. And that was the first time I ever had that. That was why when you were like, let's do stand up, I was like, hell yeah. Because that feeling of just having that many people laugh, because I like making people laugh, but having that many people was like, oh shit, like this is.
Hold on. Let's be clear though. I'm not funny. I'm only doing it to support him. I'm not funny. I don't think I'm funny.
You are.
I would just stand up there and I'll be like, listen, I'm here to be boring so that it'll make my guy coming up after me like 10 times funnier. That's literally what I would get up there and say. Like, that is 100% my goal. Like, I'm here to be boring and dry so that you'll kick me off stage and then it'll make his act 10 times funnier.
Hey, I don't even know if I would be funny. I have no idea. I'm down to try it. But I told you, like when I told you that ideally, obviously, it would be people would have. I don't want it to be silent because people go there to have fun. So if they're there and they don't have fun, and I'm not making them laugh, then that sucks. I just mean it wouldn't bother me if they didn't laugh. I think my fantasy in this scenario is to go up there, say something I think is fucking hilarious, and I'm laughing. Maybe even you're laughing, but there is dead silence in there. And then after there's silence, I just hear. It's just a single solitary cough, and then I won't be able to finish my set. I'll just be laughing the rest of the time. I don't know why the single cough makes me lose it, but I will fucking lose it. That's what I want to happen. So if
Random.
It is, but if we do this, we're so off topic. I don't give a shit. This is my realm. I live in the off topic. If we do this shit and we go and you're in the crowd and no one laughs, please just do that cough for me.
He's done. He's already done. It's a wrap. Listen.
The rest of the time. I'll probably just hand the mic back and walk off the stage.
Yeah, it's so bad too because he'll think he's like upset that he bombed it and he'll just want to get off. It's like, no, like that just made his night. Like that just made his night, dude. All right, well.
Oh shit, dude.
This guy, man, we got so off topic. I forget where we even were.
Oh, I don't either, but I'll come back around to it for a second, just because having somebody. I hate when insecurities are brought about by other people. It's hard enough to go through life alone without having these outside factors making you feel bad about who you are. So to do that, another thing I'll touch on to go along the same vein is I told you this too, specifically women that'll say, I don't know if this is TMI or not, and then start talking about their bodies or like their period or something. I'm like, maybe in middle school that was TMI for me when I was like 12 and I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. But now, like, I'm about to be 40. If I know what happens.
Dog. I had a baby. Like,
I'm saying, I'm like, I know, I'm like, but I'm 40, about to be, and I have women that tell me like, I don't know if this TMI, like, who the fuck is saying like, oh, don't tell me, like, come on,
don't tell
man.
me that. I don't have blood. Oh no. Oh
Like,
God. What
like,
am I gonna do?
Women don't
You're
poop.
bleeding.
Women don't
You're
poop.
disgusting.
Like, you're disgusting. But get the fuck out of here, dude. That shit bugs me. That shit bugs me that people are like that. And it also, like, okay, cool. There's some people that are squeamish. I'm not talking about that. There's ways to just be like, hey, like, I have a weak stomach. But that's not gonna make somebody get a complex about it. This is like not wanting to hear it because you look at women as an object, not as a person. That's what that shit stems from.
Off topic. I didn't have the opportunity to do this, but they wanted me to do it. Would you cut the umbilical cord if you're having a baby?
Mm-hmm.
I was going to, but she had to have an emergency C-section, so I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
But
If
I
I'm
was gonna
there,
cut it, yeah.
if I was going to have a kid and I'm there, I'm gonna be there, and I'm conscious. Like if I don't pass out because I got a weak ass stomach, then yeah, I'm 100% cutting that motherfucker.
See, okay, so that's the other thing. Like getting back into what you were just saying, my mom was in the medical field all my life.
Okay.
So like I don't have a weak stomach about anything medical. Like you could sit here and tell me I had a woman literally bleed out when I worked at the grocery store. She didn't die. Like she just lost like literally she lost so much blood in this grocery store that she literally was about to pass out.
From what?
It looked like a murder scene. Yeah, she popped an artery in my store. I watched that much blood leak out on the floor. I'm so sorry.
No.
I told the story as he just said, yeah, the weak stomach, my bad.
No. Not the hearing it doesn't do shit to me.
Yeah, but so like that was just the thing. It's just like it's really hard if you're trying to make me squeamish. I mean, yes, that scene was really hard for me. Afterwards, I went out and laid on the floor in the back room for a second and got myself together.
Yeah, you almost watched
because
somebody
that was
die.
the craziest thing I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The woman walked back in a few hours later though. I was like, hey, I think I left my watch here. It was the wildest thing ever. Yeah, it was the wildest thing ever.
You mean you left your blood in here? Are you okay? Like, if I go get a pint, I'm eating cookies and shit.
That's literally what it was like. But I say all that to say, like, listen, it's natural. Like, this is life.
It's life,
you know, like
dude.
this is something that just happens. You can't be all in and be supportive if you're not here for like their lowest moments. Like, you can't, especially like we get hurt, like especially if you're a sports guy. Like if you play sports, you're gonna have some nasty injuries. Like it's a part of life. You can't expect them to be there for you, supporting you through that, if you can't even listen to them say, hey, like, you know, every couple weeks, yo, I'm in pain, my stomach hurts. Why can't you tolerate that? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, man. Just treat women like people, dog. It's not hard to do. They're people. They're not objects. They're not here for your amusement or your enjoyment. Just, they are people like everyone else.
You're lucky they're around you, period, honestly. Like,
very fucking lucky. Let's be 100% real.
Because honestly, not all of us got women around us. All right, let me stop.
He's back to the theme of the podcast again. The hopeless romantic. Back at it. Yeah, moral of the story. Stop being a fucking asshole. Just stop being a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Stop trying to fit people into a mold and just treat women like.
If I did have a woman around me, I would tell her, it's all right. I got you. What's your favorite snack? What's your favorite candy? You know, like
that's
I'm
right.
Running the store, running the CVS. Like, what's up with you? What you need?
And
send me the link.
It's not hard to do. It's effortless if you just care.
I'm trying to win points. I'm trying to win points, Sean.
I was trying to spin it to something else, but it's all good, man. Try to get points where you can.
Trying to land some dates. My last one didn't go through, John. It didn't work out.
Let's get Reachonthehowse at Gmail. We trying to go on a date. I'm screening the motherfuckers out, so just know I read the emails first. So, wrong answers only.
We have to have an episode like that one day, please. Like, even if they're just jokes, like, please. Like, we have to have an episode like that.
I hope they're just jokes. That'll be so much better.
Yo, we need an episode like that where we just, like, if they're all roasts too, that would be so funny. Like, y'all don't understand how, like, I'm not easily offended. So, like, I need roasts. I will sit there and die if it's literally just, like, applications that are just roasting me.
Hey, you can roast both of us, but applications specifically to roast him, I'm here for it, because I will read them and I'll put my heart and soul into it. Yeah, it'll be
especially
great.
if they're accurate. When they're accurate, oh my God, bro, they be having me rolling.
Yeah, if they're accurate, that's a whole other level, because that means they pay attention. They're paying attention and roasting specific things. They're not doing generalizations. That's so much better. It is so
Wow.
much better. Oh, please. I really hope somebody watches this and gets inspired to do that because I
To
need
send an
that.
application. That'd be a
Yeah.
perfect way to end the episode. Please send in an application.
Oh, yeah. That'll go in the last section that he knows nothing about.
Oh God.
That's how we plan this. He never
That's literally
knows
how
what's
we
going
plan
on
it.
in the last
Yeah.
section of
I,
the
I literally never know. I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, here's what it is. Dude, we get listen, we're so off topic. I just want to say, John, how
yeah.
is your gin and soda tonight?
Mm, You know what, man? This is always a good go-to for me because I
Yeah.
know how it's gonna make me feel. There's not
Oh,
any,
that's good.
there's no sugar, there's nothing, there's no like uppers or anything. And
Same.
gin for me, it's just, it's mellow for me. Like I'm gonna get energetic. I'm gonna laugh more. It's not gonna bring me down. This is just, it's a consistent, it's a constant. This is my go-to, especially if I'm drinking at home. Gin and soda every time.
Wine's very relaxing when I'm drinking by myself at home. It's very like,
It's very mature of you. It's not the right glass, but the rest of it is on point.
I don't have wine glasses. Reach on the house at Gmail if you want to know the P.O. box to send in wine glasses.
We gonna get an Amazon wish list for you, dog.
You know what? We're gonna set up a Patreon just so I can afford wine glasses. I don't have wine glasses. I don't know what to tell
fuck
y'all.
that. I'll get you some wine glasses. We need to set up a GoFundMe for Bosley and get that hairline surgery popping. That's what we need. Fuck
Don't
the
let
wine
me
glasses.
get that Bosley,
I
dog.
want you to get that.
Don't let me get that Bosley, dog. Dog, I'm gonna come in with the waves spinning. Everybody gonna be like, "Yo, who is that dude?"
Who is that? You gonna come in with a do-rag? They're like, why you got a do-rag on?
I still
Take
sleep
it
with a
off.
do-rag. My bald head be cold. See? All right. We're getting too crazy. I think it's time for a commercial.
It's about to get even crazier. Buckle up.
We hope you're enjoying this awesome conversation. And if you too want to join in, make sure you email us at reachonthehowse@gmail.com. You could send us dating profiles, awkward dating situations, and just funny stories you want to see us react to. We can't wait to read your emails. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. I was a little distracted, but we're back. We're back in, and you know by now, for our faithful, lovely listeners and watchers, we love you all. You know by now, when I bring us back, you know what the fuck is going on. You see him getting nervous? That's because he knows that he has no idea what's coming. Are we taking a left turn? Are we going straight down Main Street? You know we're not fucking going down Main Street. We're going to see, there's sights to see. So let's see the
I'll be
sights.
here for the road trip. Let's go.
Let's go. But I can't go on without acknowledging it being Women's History Month. Just because, I don't want to, it'd be remiss for me to just completely leave it just to not even say anything about it at all. So the only thing I'll say, because I said I was going to bring it up, and he got nervous, honestly, especially because it was in the last segment. So I'm unpredictable sometimes.
Yeah.
I love celebrating women. I do it all the time. The two people that had the biggest impact on me personally are my sister and my mom. So women helped shape me who I am. So it's probably why most people think I'm gay. Don't care. I don't give a fuck. But women have had the biggest impact on my lives. And I've always been closer to them, always resonated, just because I've never really gotten bullied by women. So that's just where I have had more of my friends are women, just that whole thing. So the only thing I'll say about Women's History Month is I'm just curious from a woman's perspective. So if you're out there and you feel like sharing your perspective, I would love to hear it, whether it's commenting, emailing us at reachonthehowse@gmail, HOWSE. I'm just curious because my feeling on Black History Month is I hate it. I can't stand it because it's people pandering. It's pandering. It's businesses using it to say, hey, we're celebrating Black people, come buy from us. Or it's even jobs, even jobs. Just, this is Black History Month, so we're saying this out. So that's why I don't like it, because it's like, why can't this display at Target always be here about Black owned businesses? Why is it only for 28 or 20, sometimes 29 days? So that's my only question about it is, do you like Women's History Month, or do you hate that because it feels like, I don't know, it just feels so fake when it's just like we're focusing it on this one month, to me. But I don't want to speak for women. I don't want to do that. So I'm just curious on that perspective. Like, do you love it? Do you hate it? What are your thoughts? And
I'll give this
I'm
take
not.
on it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
No, go
okay.
ahead.
Well,
I
yeah, he was talking to you guys, not me,
yeah,
but
thank
I'm
you.
gonna give
That's what
my
I
take.
just want to make it clear. I was not asking this man. I was asking women for your perspective on it, and he was going to
I'm gonna
offer
still
his
give my
thoughts
thoughts
now.
anyway.
Yes, I was just making that very clear. Okay, go ahead.
Um, Here's what I'll say about it. When I was in school, it wasn't like a very prevalent thing yet. Like, it wasn't something I knew about yet. So I don't know what it looks like today. Because I don't work for the job I do, I don't work a job that's like, oh, it's right here in front of your face, like
Right.
Black History Month is, where like we used to build displays for Black History Month. We'd have certain things up for Black History Month. I don't work a job like that anymore, and I feel like this is more of a newer thing that's been celebrated.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
100%.
mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know if it's one of those things that social media created, because social media has all these days now. There's National Dog Day, National Girlfriend Day, National
Oh,
Boyfriend Day, National this day. So I don't know if it's one of those things, or if it's actually like something that was like actually like, hey, this is established as this is what it is, and our curriculum in our schools, our jobs, the places we go are all gonna center around this month. Because I feel like, because Black History Month has been around longer, they have that established.
yeah.
Now, I don't know, just because it is established, I don't know if it's right that it's established. I'm not going to sit here and say that.
I mean, that's a personal opinion, I think. I don't think there's...
Right,
Yeah.
right. More so, I just don't know. I don't want to say it's not real, because I celebrate, like you said, women raised me. So, like, I celebrate women every day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what month it is. But I just want to know, like, how important is it actually to you? Is this something that you really believe in? Do you believe it's actually needed? I'm very much against the whole Hallmark holiday and the commercialization of holidays. I think that part is for the birds. But
Exactly. And that's what's tough to go off of, to kind of bring it back to something we talked about earlier, is you don't know intention behind it. So they could have the best intentions in the world. We want to use this opportunity to celebrate and all that. But then there's other people that are just profiting off of it. So how do I know the
yep.
difference? And you don't, because you don't know people's intentions. There was a podcast I listened to that I really like, and she had a guest on that was Native American, and she didn't want to do it. She had the guest on in November, like right around Thanksgiving. And she was like, I don't want to put this out in November so people don't think because a lot of people do that. You know what I mean? And she
They
didn't want
think
to
you're
do it.
pandering.
She's like, yeah, she was like, I don't want to do that because this deserves to be heard any time of the year. So she purposely held it for later, just to not be lost in this whole thing of like, hey, we're promoting this race of people now. And I
Yep.
was like, I
I would,
respect the
man.
fuck out of that. I respect
I
the
would
hell.
release that in New Year's. I'd be like, what's up?
Exactly. I respect that, because it's like, yo, I know you're going to be inundated with this shit, because everyone's like, oh, let's find a Native American. Let's find a Black person. Let's find a woman to promote in these months, because this is what we want to do. And that's why it feels fake to me. But it's, again, it's just my own perspective coming out of my own head. And I want to hear
I agree.
from other people that are willing to share. I'm curious if if you share that same perspective, or if you're like, no, which and it's not to criticize you for thinking that way. I get the other side of it, where it's like, if not now, then when? If it wasn't February, then when? If it's not March, then when? There's a lot of people that are going to be exposed to it that may not have been otherwise, and maybe it'll have an impact on their lives. And so that one person, even the company behind it or the person behind it is trying to profit off it. It could affect somebody positively. I get that side of it. I just want to know how people feel about it.
I will say this. I did learn something new today that I did not know.
What?
I did not know Lisa Leslie dropped 100 points in the WNBA.
She did?
I found that out. Yeah, see what I'm saying? I found that out because of a post on Bleacher Report because it is Women's History Month. So
when did she do that?
I'll look it up while you keep going.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, because that's like... Does she have a picture of her holding the thing up like Wilt too? Like,
She scored 101 points. It's been 33 years since Lisa Leslie scored 101 points in one half in a high school game.
Oh, in high school. I think I knew that. Actually, you know what? When one half? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was in a single half.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, if that don't get the fucking point across, I don't know what does.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I did learn something new. You know, it's a high school record. I mean, there's a lot of high school records. Like Chris Paul, I think dropped like 60 something in high school. Like nobody talks about that. Like,
but that makes sense because like there's so many fucking high schools, and this is so not what I wanted to talk about. But
yeah, it's just, but basically, yeah, I get it. I just wanted to say basically that I was trying to give the other perspective of it is nice to have facts that are dropped, that you don't know about women, but it should be all year round.
Yeah, and I get why, and that's why I get that other side of it of like, no, I'm glad they do it because of that. But I'm just curious. Like I see both sides, and I just want to know. I want to hear from people. So women specifically. Please, let us know.
We're calling on you.
Stars align. We're calling on you. All right.
What's the army post?
Oh, Uncle Sam wants you? That shit?
Yeah.
Uncle Sam wants you to pay your fucking taxes because we need you to survive. All right. I mean, this is real quick. I only have a few of them. I'm not going to do too crazy. I got shit to do. You're not around for long. So, like,
here for a good time, not a long time.
Hey, you heard that? Reachonthehowse@gmail. I'm just saying. Hey, I haven't got a chance to be a wingman, so I'm going to do this shit, and I'm going to do that shit right.
No, you had your chance and you failed.
Hey, you didn't need me. I didn't fail. You succeeded.
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh!
All right,
I did fail. You're right. I need redemption. I need that back because you're the best. You're the greatest wingman of all time. Because of you, I am with my future wife. So I just need.
I'm gonna take my flowers for that one.
I know this man is like
babies.
This man, because of him being who he is and being how okay he is with being made fun of, being the butt of a joke and not giving a fuck.
I'm unapologetically me.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I like making fun of you in this shit, because I know you don't give a fuck. If it bothered you, I wouldn't touch the shit. But I mean, now you're starting to give it back, and it's fucking glorious.
Listen, that one I just couldn't let you get away with.
Hey, nor should you. But yeah, we gonna wrap this shit up. You talked about it earlier. I thought this was cool because I wrote it down not knowing it would come up. You kind of alluded to it. It's nothing crazy. But your favorite exercise at the gym, because you talked about being back in. Do you have like one singular favorite exercise to do?
Oh, that's a tough one. My My favorite exercise to do. Yeah, I think every day I do this. There's like an ab crunch machine, and I hit that thing every day.
Is it this
before I leave.
motherfucking thing?
Yeah.
Where you bring your legs up too? Were you doing this shit?
No. Oh, so it's not that one. I wish they had that one. I used to love that one when I started playing the fitness. But this one is like a lean back type thing, and then you push it forward.
Oh,
lean back,
okay.
push it forward. So that's the only one they have. That's the only thing I could think of right now. I mean, obviously, like I don't want to be a total Chad right now, but like I love the bench press. I love the bench press.
You was
I
gonna
do.
fucking say that. Not knowing, we never really talked about working out at all or workouts, and I had a feeling it was bench press was gonna be up there for you. It's a total douchey exercise.
It is. I love it.
Yeah.
I feel good. After I get up, I'm like. With my little 25 plates, like I'm the man. No spotter. What's up? What's up with you? Yeah, I just you see that? Yeah, I just lifted that. It's about 85 pounds, but I just did that by myself.
85, I did that shit. Yeah, that's what's up.
Like it was nothing.
Damn.
Put the sitting on my back real quick. You know what I mean?
Mine is not that crazy. Mine is pull-ups. I love pull-ups.
Oh yeah, I haven't done pull-ups in a while.
That's why I love them, because no matter how good a shape I get, they're always hard.
Yeah.
Like I can go up in weight and a lot of stuff, but like pull-ups is like it's a challenge.
I'm insecure about them.
But like doing them at the gym?
Yeah.
Oh, because people seeing how much you do and counting and shit.
Well, just lifting my own body in public is just weird.
Hold on. I don't mean to laugh. That's not what do you mean?
It's a small, like, I don't go to like a big gym like that. So like, it's not like my gym isn't like like a Planet Fitness or Edge or anything like that.
Okay.
It's like, I go for free, so it's like this like small community gym with like a lot of elderly people.
Okay,
so like
that's
I feel
fine.
weird like just being in there like like just being a total Chad in there. Just feel weird. I feel weird doing this. Like I be like really low key when I go there.
Yo, I didn't realize this was gonna. I brought this up not realizing this is gonna tie into some shit from earlier. Man, fuck that.
Literally.
Do your exercise. Fuck who's in there. Fuck who's looking. Fuck who's watching.
Right. You're right. Well, bad.
I be laughing at the gym to myself, because I'll have these in. I'll have these in at the gym, and I'll be doing a workout, and then it'll be like, doom. Siri will just be like, Julian says, and then I'm getting a voice message. And then I'm getting a fucking voice message.
And then all your ears be going off. Yo, you believe this?
So sometimes I'm in there and I'm fucking dying, dude. Just because.
I feel that,
because it'll read the message. Or like, I mean, I get it though. I get why. Because I know I'm stupid. I know I look stupid. I know I act stupid, and I just don't give a fuck. If somebody looks at me, I used to say this in my content on TikTok. Actually, this was in my bio. Laugh with me or laugh at me. As long as you're laughing. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
I don't care. Like you could be mad, but if you're laughing at me, cool, because you're not hurting my feelings. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to hurt my feelings. So if you're like, oh, you look stupid. Like, yeah, I know. I've been this way for damn near 40 years. You think I don't know that I'm ridiculous?
I like that.
Yeah, so I get it. I just try to push people to, I try to push people to be themselves. And just, who gives a fuck, dude? Who gives a fuck? That person.
You're right. I'm going to do some pull-ups tomorrow.
Whoever's judging you is going to judge you whether you're buttoned up or silly. They're going to judge you regardless. So you might as well be comfortable and be yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
this goes back to earlier, y'all.
It goes back to earlier. It wasn't supposed to.
Advice.
You didn't think you was going to get that in my segment, but you did. So you're welcome. All right.
Guns.
This is stupid. This is so stupid, but I've heard some really. You can't just do this. You want to make a silencers on them? Nah,
He said they got silencers on them. Hey, yo, if we ever do get monetized, we're trying to get monetized, bro. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. YouTube don't like when you talk about guns, bro.
Oh, my fault. We did it. We did these.
Silencers.
All right, I'll move on. This was something that came up because at work, I work with some really, really intelligent women. Um, I support them. Like, I don't mean like I support. I mean like part of my job is supporting them. So like, helping them with whatever it is. And so, but I heard her use this word, and I was like, okay, so I'm not saying it wrong. It just sounds weird. And there's a few of them. It's anything that ends in that makes you do the like asks, tasks. Like this just sounds weird to me. So I was just like, words that sound weird even when they're pronounced correctly. Asks, because it's like, what the fuck is it? I'm sorry, but it was funny to me. Say it. Say asks. Say the plural of ask. Say it.
No, because I'm gonna start talking about somebody's butt.
You can't say the K?
Asks.
See what I mean?
This dude, yo, only John, bro.
I just thought, because I was like, maybe I'm over pronouncing it because I'm giving so much emphasis on it. But I've heard a lot of people say it. And so, yeah, see? You see what I mean? Asks.
Asks. I asks.
Tasks.
Have you finished all your tasks for today?
That's what it is.
I feel like we're adding a lot of KS's on the end of it.
Maybe. I mean, the jet ain't helping, but tasks. Asks. Do you have any words that sound weird? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but to kind of do it.
Do I have any words that sound weird?
I mean, I know you can think of one, but we're not going to use that one on here. I shared a word with him. I'm going to do this so you could think. I shared a word with him that I came across because me and my two older brothers, we would sometimes look up words in the dictionary, like curse words, swear words, and just random words, just because we thought it was hilarious. We were kids, and so it was funny to look up words in the dictionary and see the actual definition of them. And I remember specifically coming across one that I shared with him. I think that's the first time I've shared it in years, but it's definitely tinged in racism. The origins of it are definitely racist, for sure. It's a derivative of the N-word. That's as far as I think I'll go with it. But
you leave that alone.
I am going to leave it alone. I'm just going to give you a hint, and it's not great when you actually think about it. But there's a few words. I think the funniest one that I remember that I'll share here was we looked up a pimp. And I think it said it was a prostitute's agent. It's like, I've never an agent. It was funny to us to see like the proper, because we it was before, because I'm old. This was before like Urban Dictionary and all that. This is actually before internet was super popular, or even maybe even around. So we were looking at words in the physical dictionary. This is when we had encyclopedias and shit to look up things because you didn't have the internet. So we thought it was funny to look up slang words or words we used as slang or thought were funny in the dictionary. So that's where that came from. Did you think of anything while I made that complete ass of myself?
You gave me time to think, and
I know that was the whole purpose.
My wine is gone. So what I discovered is, I think the letter K is weird. Because just anything with K sounds weird. Okay.
Okay. You want to expand? Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to type the word kept? Like, it just looks wrong every time you try to write it or type it. I kept that. Like, what? And since we're talking about kept, how about we move to under the sea? Under the sea. And we go to kelp. What is a kelp? K is just weird, dog. K is weird. No wonder why when people just send you that letter, you're ready to punch them in the face. All right, anyway.
Yo, this is way better than I would. You see, because I'm going to let them behind the curtain. Because I don't tell him any part of this. I just tell him I have some topics for the final segment. And his typical response is,
oh boy.
Every time. I'm like, oh, I got some good stuff for the last segment. That's what he does. So I don't know how he's going to respond to a lot of things. Usually I'm like, I hope he has something to come up with. Otherwise, I don't want silence or anything. And I'm like, just now, I'm okay with talking and giving him time to think. So I don't know where he's going because a lot of these things we've never talked about before. So for that to go there, I didn't know he felt so strongly about the letter K.
Yeah, screw the letter K, dog.
Hey,
K ruins everything.
I'm not a fan of, I'd rather a thumbs up. If you go type a letter instead of that, don't K me. Oh
Okay,
man, my ex used to KK. My ex used to KK me.
Oh my god! I'm gonna puke. Are you kidding me?
KK.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
KK.
Yeah, that. I know. I'm not a fan either.
What are we, 2? Are you kidding me?
Is that what your son does?
I don't know, but he better not. Don't let me hear it. Don't let me hear it. Like, what'd you just say? Is that how you say okay? That's not how you say okay. You better stop saying okay then.
Yeah, it's man.
Until you learn how to enunciate better, you better leave that mess alone. I sound like such a toxic father.
Oh man, no, it's fine. They should know in this segment you kidding. It's such jokes. It is all fucking jokes. Yeah.
Is it though? If he says KK, it's a wrap. He can't say that word ever again. Love you, dog, but you can't say that word.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with correcting and making sure words are
speaking of him, though,
properly.
Can I just share this story real quick?
Absolutely.
This brother, I'm going to put this little brother in the car. He going to look at me. I'm like, all right, you ready to go? He's like, he gives me the weirdest stare, right? And I'm like, can daddy ride home with you? No. Like, no, what you know?
Yeah, what you feel?
So I go sit in the front seat, right? And I'm like, haha, joke's on you. Daddy's driving you home. He gets all mad. No! Like, how you getting home then, dog? Getting home? Like,
what happened?
What is good with you?
Yeah,
I don't know. He ain't want me to bring him home. I don't know what was good with him. I don't know.
Oh, he was having fun? Did he not want to leave or he just not want you driving?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he wanted me around him, period. I don't know what I did.
Damn, dog.
He's already at the stage where dad's not cool anymore.
Already?
I guess so. I don't know. It was weird.
I'm not going to say nothing because this was a conversation that was held in private, but he might prefer the company of not that. not saying mom either. I just mean because it was from daycare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably prefers.
Very likely.
Yeah. He likes, from what you told me, he was just like, nah, Dad, look, I'm not trying to go with you. I got shit going on in this daycare.
Dad, weren't you busy? Like you couldn't wait 5 more minutes.
Don't you got shit to do? Like go deliver something. Go give somebody a ride somewhere. Like come back and holler at me. Come back and holler at me in a second.
Oh God. Like father, like son. I'm so
embarrassed. I was gonna say wonder where you got that from. Definitely wasn't TBE. Okay, so the last one I got. That's an inside joke it might be released at some point. I'm sorry I let it slip. Feel free to cut that shit out if you want. But that is an inside joke that may never get. This is another list of things that is in voice messages and our commercial breaks that will never reach the airwaves. Just like a slip up I had earlier. That's going to get completely removed. It's the magic of editing. We'll fix that shit in post, baby.
Fix it in post, baby.
Fix it in post. All right,
Fix
last
it in
one I
post.
got. I thought about this because I was at the gym, and this song has had. It's just. It doesn't matter what's going on with me. It doesn't matter what mood I'm in. This song specifically always makes me feel better, gets me hype, gets me like confident, feeling confident. So I was curious if you had a hype song that specifically that no matter what mood you're in, and I don't mean like to get in the gym, I don't mean nothing like that. I just mean like to get you feeling confident
exactly
and like,
what you mean.
Okay. You have
I
one
got
in
two
mind.
of them things.
Oh, you got two of them. All right.
I got two of them things. First one. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Trophies by Drake.
I knew it was gonna be a Drake song. I wasn't sure which one. Okay. All right.
Trophies.
Yeah.
Number 2. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations by Post Malone.
Oh. Okay.
A vibe, dog.
That is. I was
What
not
is-
expecting. Yeah.
What is the two consistent themes with those songs?
Yeah.
It puts me in this place where I'm just imagining my success. It puts me in this imagery mode where I'm just like, okay, I'm at the top. This song is gonna be playing when I reach the top.
Yeah.
Trophies.
Oh man.
If I was doing this for you, then I'd have nothing left to prove.
Woo.
This for me though.
Woo. Mine, I don't know if it's obscure, so I'm not gonna say that, but it's Entrepreneur by Pharrell and Jay-Z.
Okay.
If you haven't heard it, I was gonna send it to you the other day, but I was like, nah, because that's when I thought of bringing this up, because I was like, I'm curious what yours are, and I'm curious if you ever heard it, because it's not even on an album. This is just a song that Pharrell did. It's one of his single EPs or whatever. It's just him and Jay-Z. The gist of it, the whole chorus is just him saying, black man. Black man, black man, black man. So, and it's called Entrepreneur. So you can get where
I've not heard it. I'm gonna have to listen
I
to
was
it.
I was gonna say I'll send it to you, or you could look it up. If you can't spell entrepreneur, maybe autocorrect can
can't
help
right
you.
now.
Maybe autocorrect can help you, because it's not an easy one. I know it because I'm a spelling bee champion, but we don't got to go there right now. Yeah.
This dude has done some of everything, dog. I can't, bro. I can't keep up with him, bro.
Spelly bee, dog. Spelly bee. It's all up here. Entrepreneur.
Bro needs a trophy case at this point.
I moved too many times for that shit. I'm downsizing. That shit wouldn't have made it this many times, this many moves. I've been all over the place, different states. Nah, we down. I don't need the shit. It's up here. I don't need to look at something. I don't need to keep things when the shit is up here. You know what I mean? So, nah.
I feel that.
But with that, I just got a text. So that means it is time.
Time to go.
But this man is also done with drink, and it's time to go. And I got to use the bathroom. Like, so many reasons why we got to fucking go.
That'd be
dog.
the worst. Listen, before we get out of here, though, I just want to say, man, I see y'all loving the podcast, and
Dude.
I definitely appreciate it.
Dude.
If y'all could do me one big favor, though, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're
Please.
watching on one of the other podcast platforms, please make sure you hit us with a follow. It's very helpful to our podcast
It really is.
journey.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate
But
you.
make sure you guys have a great week, and we will
Yep.
catch you again next Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Keep grinding. Keep chasing y'all dreams, y'all, man. Peace.